Hey music junkies, Professor of Rock, always here to celebrate the greatest artists and the greatest songs of all time. With an intense focus on the rock and roll era, we are a community of music lovers and we invite you to be a part of this. If you're new to the channel, just subscribe below, click the bell to get daily content just like this, and you can watch the rest of our videos, hundreds celebrating the best of music. Today we crown another song as a new standard. The title of the song, Take On Me by a-ha, Norway's most successful musical export. It may be grammatically incorrect, but it was one of the most beloved of the new wave era, and it's become a new standard. To use proper English, the title of the song and its chorus would have been Take Me On, but it wouldn't have sounded as cool and probably a little stuffy. It's like Paul Simon said when he was on the Dick Cavett show. Dick asked him why in the classic song Mrs. Robinson, Simon used Joe DiMaggio instead of a current baseball star like Mickey Mantle at the time.
Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? A nation turns its love.
Paul Simon replied, and I quote, "It's all about syllables, Dick. It's about how many beats there are," end of quote. a-ha already had a tough time fitting the chorus into the song's irresistible melody, and with all the pleasure that feel-good ditty has given us, we're going to grant him some leniency. I mean, besides, rock and roll is all about slang and lingo, not proper grammar. Take On Me was repeatedly tweaked in 3 recording sessions over 3 years before finally getting the perfect version to become the international classic that we all adore. Take On Me was co-written by a-ha lead singer Morten Harket, keyboardist Magne Furuholmen, and guitarist Pal Waaktaar-Savoy. He was the primary lyricist of Take On Me, and as he was on most of the songs that were included on the album Hunting High and Low. Great album. Also has Sun Only Shines on TV. Take On Me evolved from rough drafts of songs with the titles Miss Erie and Panorama, which Paul and Mags actually began scripting when they were still teenagers. Mags invented an infectious keyboard melody in 1978, and he formatted the groove into a synthesizer riff for Take On Me while he and Paul were members of Bridges. It was a Doors influence group that preceded a-ha. The original version of Take On Me was released in 1982
Come on, sing after me.
under the title Lesson 1.
I'm understanding. I'm me.
It was rewritten and re-recorded in 1984 and then renamed Take On Me.
Talking away. I don't know.
Now, the 84 version was dropped as a single only in Europe, although Take On Me 84 style went to number 3 in a-ha's native Norway. It failed to chart in any other country. The band was extremely dejected by the song's failure to connect with an audience outside of Norway. They knew that they had something truly great. I mean, how could they not? Such a great song. They blamed the futility of Take On Me 1984 on what Morten Harket called a half-hearted effort by their record company. When Mags first played Morten the melody for Take On Me, he instantly believed it was the sound that was going to change his life. There was no way Take On Me was going to end up in the songs that should have been a hit file. It was a bona fide smash, one of those songs you just know will soar from first listen. Harket and his bandmates give undying gratitude to Warner Brothers International Vice President Andrew Wickham for rescuing Take On Me, recognizing the track's enormous potential, not to mention the marketability of a-ha when he signed the group to Warner Brothers America. The move was the first in a chain of events that demonstrated the value of getting the record label machine behind your music in order to have a hit record. It's often the difference between success, missed opportunity, or, God forbid, career-ending failure. Jeff Aroff was the executive that championed Take On Me in the United States. He came to Warner Brothers from A&M Records, and he teamed with Wickham to give the song the priority attention that it deserved. Like Wickham, Aroff fell in love with Take On Me, and they came up with a strategy to break the song in America. In addition to Aroff's eagle-eyed vision for talent and his acute ear for hit music, he founded Rock the Vote in 1990 in response to a censorship campaign against artists' use of explicit language. The rejuvenated creative direction included a third recording of the song and securing the budget to make a dazzling video that showcased the visual allure of a band, especially frontman Morten Harket. It was the Alan Tarney-produced redo of Take On Me in 1985 that captured the hearts of audiences in America and around the globe, really. Tarney accentuated the instrumental elements, and he injected more energy that made the song really cook. The rhythm track for Tarney's new and improved Take On Me was programmed on a Roland Juno 60 synthesizer. It really did justice for Mag's addicting melody. Now, in my opinion, the difference with Take On Me and many of the greatest songs from the 80s versus the fast food mainstream songs of today, beyond the phenomenal melodies and a few other rarities, are two things, and they go together. Song structure and space. Structure and space. So let me explain. First, structure. You don't hear a vocal in Take On Me until 35 seconds into the song. In the 80s, a lot of great songs allowed each instrument to be heard distinctly and to build on top of one another. Take a song like number one hit, When I Think of You by Janet Jackson, one of my favorites, came out around the same time, a little after. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, legendary producers, they stacked each part, but they give each part its time to shine. They build each layer brick by brick. What it does for a listener is that each part catches the ear. And even before you get to the vocals, you're hooked, completely engaged with the song. I could give more examples, but let's stay on target with Aha. So the same thing is apparent with Take On Me. It starts with the percussion. Then they add in a subtle keyboard part. And a supporting keyboard part. And then we are off to the races with that hooky keyboard that drives the song all the way forward. And then the vocal samples to spice it up. And the rising chords. And we're to the vocal. The second part is space, structure and space. Each part on Take On Me is given room to breathe. Each part accentuates and supports each new layer. Your ear gets familiar, and then when the vocals hit, you're completely invested. Heart, mind, and soul. A smash hit from today would never allow 35 seconds for a vocal to come in. I mean, they rarely allow 35 seconds for you to get to the chorus or the main hook. In the 80s, the main hook was important, don't get me wrong, but the foreplay was just as important. Today, it's all mathematical, sometimes based on art by committee or what does the market research say? Ridiculous. Back in the day, it was all about feel, which is why most of the music from the rock and roll era is still prevalent today instead of flavor of the week. But let's talk about another distinction of why Take On Me is a modern day standard. Morten Harket's angelic lead vocal. On this song, Morten's inspired singing is crazy delightful. It's beautiful the way Morten delicately romanticizes the song's whimsical lyrics with this gentle timbre and passionate pleading. I've said this before. How Morten Harket wasn't the biggest pinup of the 80s is beyond me. It was always John Bon Jovi, Simon Le Bon. But Morten Harket was always my man crush. I mean, his matinee idol looks are indelible, combined with the incomparable voice. I mean, he's like James Dean with the voice of Pavarotti. I mean, Harket's heroic falsetto where he hits that karaoke-shattering E5 octave on the climactic promise, I'll be there in a day. I don't know how he did that without being electrocuted. I mean, I've seen a lot of people attempt that on too many karaoke nights to name, and they just crash and burn. It's a legendary moment in a legendary song. Not only that, Morten Harket sustains that high note for 5 seconds. Now, a little known fact, Morten actually broke the record for the man who could hold the longest single note in a song. Previous record was held by the late, great Bill Withers, who actually held a note for 18 seconds on the hit Lovely Day. That came out in '77. Harket beat Bill's record in the year 2000 by holding a note, no kidding, for 20.2 seconds on the a-ha track Summer Moved On. Now, Take On Me already had the whole package. Add in arguably the most iconic music video in music video history, and that's all she wrote. I mean, the video was directed by Steve Barron, who had directed the music videos for Don't You Want Me by the Human League and Michael Jackson's classic Billie Jean. The treatment was developed by computer animator Mike Patterson and his wife Candice Reckinger. It features a slideshow of sketch drawings converted to video animation, where, of course, Morten Harket jumps out of a picture book and takes the heroine of the novella to his fantasy world on a fairy tale escapade. So iconic, what a video. The lead character in the video is played by Bunty Bailey, who is romantically involved with Harket after sparks flew in rehearsals. How could they not? She later acted in a-ha's music video for their hit single, The Sun Always Shines on TV. Now, Bunty also appeared in the music video for Billy Idol's To Be a Lover in 1986. Another thing that was kind of interesting in the 80s were the multiple appearances of the same actor in different videos, same band, almost like it was continuing his story. You know, a-ha did it, as did Bryan Adams. As did Prince, although with Prince, it was, songs from the movie Purple Rain. The Take On Me video was highly acclaimed for its innovation and its creative screenplay. It won a whopping total of 8 awards at MTV's Video Music Awards in '86. Back when MTV actually played music. Like I said, the clip was one of the most memorable music videos ever made, and there's a great YouTube series that I'll link to below. You might have seen it, but if you want to go deeper, you can check that out. The video truly drove the song to new heights, as if it needed any help. It was one of the videos that represented the heyday of MTV, and what a time that was. Take On Me soared to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it topped the singles chart, and get this, 26 other countries. So I remember the first time that I heard Take On Me. I was 9 years old. And I remember my grandma had just bought me and my brother He-Man action figures. She had done this a few times before. And what she would do is she'd give us a sack full of them. They were still in their packages and everything. And then my brother and me would have to sort out who got what figure. And it always ended up in battle royale. We beat the crap out of each other for the coolest figure. And I remember no sooner than when she was handing the sack over, I heard a sound coming from the TV, and it was the opening synth melody from Take On Me. I was hypnotized. I had to know what the song was. So I walked away from the He-Man challenge. I guess I didn't care if my brother got Moss Man or Hordak, and I was stuck with She-Ra, Princess of Power. I had to know what this mesmerizing piece of ear candy was. So I walked away in a trance, Romance by a-ha, and I think it was on Entertainment Tonight, the video was. And then I spent the next several days, going to the few options I had in the small town to track down the cassette. When I finally did, it was magical. I mean, those were the days. The new standard, Take On Me, has been heavily utilized in pop culture. I mean, it's been TV campaign for Volkswagen.
Is that me? Was I singing?
It's been in the movies Grosse Point Blank, great use there. Bumblebee, Deadpool 2, La La Land, and Ready Player One. TV, The Simpsons.
So, Nelson, who did
Family Guy, Glee. It's also been covered by several different artists, including Real Big Fish, MXPX, and Weezer, just recently.
I'll be coming for your love, okay?
It continues to impress. And one of the defining aspects of the greatness of a song, and if it endures the test of time, is the so-called Tin Pan Alley test. Now, I talked about this with Mike Lindup, the falsetto voice, the keyboardist and co-writer of another classic 80s song, Level 42, Something About You. What the Tin Pan Alley test is can the song still be compelling when you take away all the bells and whistles? Can the song still soar when it's broken down to the bare minimum, just a guitar or just a piano? You be the judge.
Take on me.
So let's have another look.
I'll be gone.
Yeah, pretty sure it exceeds those expectations. What an amazing version. Oh, one more thing. The music video for Take On Me, yeah, it's over 1.1 billion views. That's billion with a B. The only video from the 80s at this point, besides Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine, to have that honor. And young people might point out that quite a few videos from the modern era have over 1 billion views. Here's the thing. a-ha reached that a good 30 plus years after its heyday. I mean, if YouTube existed in 1985, it'd probably be at like 5 billion views at this point. In essence, the video is revolutionary, the band spectacular, and the song flawless, which makes a-ha's Take On Me a no doubt about it standard of the global music canon. Leave us a comment about this amazing band and this wonderful song below. Tell me, what are your memories tied to it? When do you remember the first time you saw the video? If you like this video, we invite you to subscribe to be a part of this music community. Help support our cause of keeping the music alive, interviews and stories by clicking on our Patreon link. There's a lot more there that you can get. I do want to thank our sponsor, Zenni Eyewear. I'm wearing my red pair today. With Zenni, as you know, you get to create your own pair of glasses. Messages on the side. I put 3 chords in the truth on the inside here. You put in your prescription online, they deliver them right to your door. Go do it. You deserve it. Until next time, 3 chords and the truth, my friends. Stay safe.